Hi, so I thought I'd do a couple of 2-minute book reviews because now that I'm the mother of 2 small children, I basically don't get to leave the house. So I thought I would talk about books on the internet and see if the internet talk back. So the first one I was going to start with is The Fifth Season, which is one I've been meaning to read for like a long time, but never got around to it. And it's by K Jemisin, and it's won like some pretty impressive awards. So yeah. This is a bit of a dark masterpiece. It is quite impressive. It's very different from any other world that I've read recently. I suspect it'll be a bit Marmite. Either people really love the setting or they're probably not going to be that enthused by it. Shh, guinea pigs. So I really love the world. It's a very unique world. I've not read anything like it really in the kind of fantasy genre. And within this unique world, there's a lot of history and lore built into it, which makes it feel very detailed, very intricate, and very immersive. Like you feel like you kind of really are there. So the basic premise is kind of that the world is like ours. It has shifting tectonic plates, and you know they can interact in a way where they cause great cataclysmic events to occur. But these events happen much more regularly than they do in our world, and threaten the survival of basically everything. And that's kind of the basic premise of the world, and all of the kind of beings that the author has created to kind of live within this world interact with that kind of premise. And they do so very elegantly, actually. It's really nicely done. It's really good. The other thing I really like about this book is she does a great job of using the second person voice, which can be extremely clunky, but it works really well within this book, and it's not the whole book that's written in it, so that's interesting as well. And that brings me on kind of the next thing that I really love about this book, which is the kind of weaving of the story. So as I said, some of it's in second person, but not all of it. And the way she has woven the kind of threads of the story together is just very elegant. And there's a nice little kind of plot twist, which I won't talk about at all, obviously. The other thing I really love about this book is how the story is woven together. The plot is well paced, it really pulls you along, but not too fast. I mean, a lot of fantasy throws much too much at you too fast, and you don't really get attached to any of the characters or the setting because it's just too much too quickly. This book doesn't do this. It allows you to kind of get to know where you are, get to know the characters, but whilst making the plot pacey enough that you know you're pulled along and you want to keep turning pages. There's also some excellent characters within this book. So they're not characters who you necessarily kind of instantly love, but they have fantastic development, and the way they are constructed, they feel very real, and they interact with the world in a way that's very kind of raw and believable. I found anyway. I think my favourite characters were probably Alabaster, who you don't like much at the beginning. Well, I didn't like him much at the beginning, but I'm going to a bit of a soft spot for him towards the end. And I also really liked Honky. They are really interesting as well. The only kind of misgiving, and it's not really even a misgiving, it's a bit of a warning I guess about this book, is it is unrelentingly dark. There is no comic relief, and it probably wouldn't be appropriate for there to be any comic relief within this, but it's a dark world. I think you might really love that kind of thing, but it's probably worth having a bit of a warning that you probably do need to be in the right headspace for it. Particularly it should come with probably a bit of a content warning for kind of abusive power dynamics and also nasty things happening to children. So yeah, pretty unrelentingly dark, but I think all of its plus points make up for that. And as I said, I don't think it would really benefit from any kind of lightening, any comic relief, because it would be inappropriate within the setting, and it would just juxtapose quite awkwardly, I think, with the tone of the book. So yeah, The Fifth Season. Give it a read. It's really interesting. It's very unique, very different. I'm going to read the rest of the series. once I feel ready for some more